Welcome,
Awesome.
Portland.
Honor, privilege.
It is a privilege. We have one of the original members of Redbone, Pete DePeau, the drummer. Thanks for coming. Glad to
Thank
have you
you.
here, Pete. King Kong Pete, he's
Honor and
also known
privilege.
as.
Mr. DePeau.
And
Yes.
back
Yeah.
at Native Nations, James Greeley.
Hey,
You know, it's been a long time.
10, 15 years.
I know we were over at Mount Hood Community College, it seems like, when you were on last time.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. That was good times. Got a new CD
Yeah,
out
making
there.
music. You guys will want to see this. This is James' new CD.
Got natives at gmail.com. Don't forget, give me email. If you happen to email us while we're here now, we got time. Maybe we'll come deliver it to you if you're in the
Yeah.
local area. Again, thank Native Nations, for all the support with all these years. This is my second CD. I know I've dropped off some video clips, and I've been out sometimes about, what was it, in 2001 or something. I'd be
Yeah.
in the mall or something. Someone would say, "Hey, that's you. That was on TV. You totally changed my life." I'm like, "Really? Wow.
All right.
Thanks.
Great.
I'm honored." From the flute playing of the guys, things you guys are putting on your airwaves, and man, I'm happy to see you guys are still here.
Yeah.
Last time was at Mount Hood Community College. You guys moved.
We moved about 10 years ago. We have this nice new studio here at Metro East. Thanks to Metro East, because they provide us this beautiful venue to bring on Native professionals from various professions. We've had doctors, lawyers, barber shop owners, all kinds of Native people from the Portland community. And James, it's good to have you back. And we want you to do a song or two, if you could.
I got more flutes in the other room there. I had time to grab one. We had some extra singers that we was gonna have and honor Mr. DePeau with some powwow jams. And I got my little nephews. They're right outside the door here, and he said bring them back maybe another month or so when you guys do another airing, and we'll have some live powwow jams for you guys. But nonetheless, yeah, some native flute. This is one of the Charles Littleleaf flutes. He was one of the founders that gave me one of these instruments, and I learned it in 3 days. So I have self-taught in my own hometown, and interesting, I haven't not made a flute yet of my own. I've happened to have most of them gifts or
Nice.
from John Ely, a few other people out there, and so it's been nice. I mean, I was in Smithsonian Museum in New York City of the American Indian, Smithsonian Museum of the American Indian. Got to play there all week, and for Native American Heritage Month, did some things with Indian Health Services in Maryland. But,
Wow.
nothing as far
Great.
as Mr. DePeau traveling all over the world.
Yeah,
though.
really, world traveler here. We'll get to that, James,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I'll
we
share a
want to
song,
hear,
definitely.
if you would, bless us with the song.
The new
please.
CD also, it's titled Before America, and I chose that title because this music has been here for about 3,000 years, prehistorically, with my Southwest Anasazi relations, Kokopelli, Kokopa. This is one of the terms, but he was met with open arms by the Hopi people, and I'm Hopi on my mom's side, and my Hopi name is Dalwan Imtiwa, which means the sun goes home. So I also have my relations here with the Inchiwana, which is the Salilo Falls people that were there up until 1957 when the Dalles Dam flooded out Salilo Falls, which I think would have been like the eighth wonder of the world or ninth or something if they would have left it. But,
Oh, yeah.
so my CD basically honors both of that, and yeah, I'm happy to get it involved with the Grammys and the NAMMYs next year. In order to get in something like that, your product has to be a year older. So, yeah. But again, this is I want to make this song out for the Inchiwana, the people that have maybe lost someone out there. And again, my email's gotnatives@gmail.com, and if you want to get in contact for some CDs or something. So yeah, again, honor and privilege to be here with Native Nations, and I just like to dedicate this to Native Nations. And again, I'm an impromptu performer. I don't rehearse nothing. I was remember watching the Motley Crue show, and Tommy Lee, with the drummer, was saying, "We're just tired of rehearsing and playing the same thing over and over again." And I don't blame him, but I don't have that problem. I'll never have that problem. So
Well, that's just like Native Nations. We never rehearse for this show, so
I'm in the right
we
place,
do it,
then.
James. That's
Yeah.
how we operate.
All right, sure.
So
Okay, well, here's flute one here by Mr. Little Leaf himself, my uncle, my relations, and he makes a really world-renowned flute. This one's only about 500 or maybe or less, but he's made some gold inlay ones that are up to $10,000. Wow. He even gave it the Dalai Lama one for $10,000 flute. But I say if it costs that much, this thing better play itself or something, like one of those pianos that are. Yes. All right, here we go. Native Nations dedication for you guys.
Beautiful.
Well, it's nice, man.
Almost
you.
sounded like some bird calls in there.
20 years of playing these flutes. I've never thought I'd reach that number. 96, 97, just started horsing around with it, and then started making like my own little homemade cassette tapes, and then moved on a little further into the whole CD game. Now everything CD wise you find on YouTube now, but my stuff I'm somewhat a little bit on there. Honor the Supernatural 2006-2008. I have a YouTube show there. I'll give you guys some links. I actually brought you guys some other material too. You guys might want to air some other flute shows that took place on Mount Adams. We had a world type setup. One of my music producers, Anahata, he put that together, and it was having to do with people that wanted to commune with like the UFO sightings that were going on up there.
Oh,
and so it was like a UFO like camp, and they wanted us to come up there and play some flute, but they had some other instruments that were there. And like I said, I brought some media for you guys, so you guys can check those out. They're also on YouTube, but I can't remember. James Greeley at Mount Hood or something like that was what it was. But
yeah, just James Greeley on YouTube would probably get you there.
And also James Edmund Greeley for Facebook. If you just put in James Greeley, you'll see about like
too many James
40
Greeleys.
white guys show up, and I'm not even know there.
James Edmund.
Yeah, James Edmund. So you go ED-MUND for the middle name, and there I am, the only guy with Edmund.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, James, before we get any farther, we have to mention that part of the reason we're here tonight is to promote the Pepperfest that's coming up.
Oh yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, you'll be playing at the Pep
22nd,
Fest.
23rd, Park Rose High School. Yep, Sean
Free.
Cruz. Yep, free.
Free. Yeah, we got to make sure that everybody understands it's free because we're working for a nonprofit here and we can't be asking for money on TV. So we got to make sure it's free. Everybody show up. It's like 4 days now, or they have events for
2 days.
2 days.
I believe it's 2 days. Yeah. Sean
Okay.
Cruz, he's the guy on that. He'll have the breakdown for you.
Yeah, and Pete, will you be playing at the Pepper Fest?
No, I'm not sure. They haven't gotten it together yet. I just flew in here 2 days ago.
Well, welcome to Oregon. Welcome back
Yeah.
to Oregon.
Yeah.
Well,
I've played with Pepper for like off and on for 20 years.
oh,
So I know quite a bit of, we were very good friends.
excellent.
He was my,
Well, tell us about the man then, since, we don't know him. So tell us, what was Jim really like?
he was a for real person. I mean, and we both are full-blooded Indians. So, we've communed with Mother Earth and the stars, the whole universe, and he did that too. And we would pray a lot together and stuff.
Great. Well, was this in Europe? Did you play with him when you were in Europe?
No, I played with him here in Portland and back east in New York. And we went to Washington, D.C. At a program called Night of the First American.
Oh.
And it was for Ronald Reagan
Really?
at the Kennedy Center. And the stage was here, and then they had a 69-piece symphony backing us up.
Nice.
And then they had a walkway where he could walk out in the middle of the audience. And he did Witchy Taito out there and just brought the house down. It was jam-packed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Great.
that was a good one.
I'll bet. Well, for people who don't know, Jim Pepper played the saxophone, and he was a Portland, Oregon product, and taught himself how to play the saxophone, and started jamming with some of the jazz groups in North Portland. A lot of the African American jazz groups he was playing with while he was learning the saxophone. And then he got out on his own and was making it big and playing with just about everybody. So because Jim Pepper was gone before his time, Sean Cruz has put together this great event to celebrate Pepper's life, bringing musicians together who played with Jim Pepper and other people to honor the memory of Jim Pepper. And there'll be color guard and lots of events around the festival itself. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's the 22nd, 23rd. Is that a weekday? Is that a weekend?
Weekend.
Okay. Yeah, and Park Rose High School is pretty close to here. It's in the northern part of Gresham. So it's really easy to find if you look online. And we might try and get Sean in here later to say a little bit about it if we can work the logistics out. Another thing I want to mention to you before we continue is there's a rally for the No Dakota Access Pipeline that's happening over there at the Standing Rock Reservation. You guys are familiar with what's going on. We've got our sign. It's one of the biggest events that's happened in Indian country for quite a while. Everybody's going to North Dakota to help the tribes out to fight the pipeline that's going to go right under the Missouri River, where 11 million people get their water from. So this is a big issue. We mentioned it last month, and it has just gotten bigger. Democracy Now! Was there. Amy Goodman was threatened with arrest for showing up on the scene to document the dogs that were attacking the protectors there on site. So if you're not familiar with the Dakota Access Pipeline issue, get to know it. It's big, and people are leaving from Portland. Christopher Francisco, one of our guests, is there now. He just left with a bunch of supplies. Some friends from Grand Ronde have left recently with supplies to go out there. So it's a really big deal. We had a little event at the Pioneer Courthouse Square last week to to support the protectors, the water protectors. We're not calling it a protest anymore. So it's real important, if you can get involved, to try and help them with their supplies. They need winter clothes and winter gear because they plan on being there for a long haul. So keep those people in your prayers and in your thoughts. And I didn't want it to go by any longer. We had to mention this, you guys, that Dakota Access Pipeline.
Didn't they already the government signed the thing
To stop it?
to stop it?
Yeah, but it only actually stops a small section of construction.
Yeah, and then a lot of the people left.
The construction people?
No, the Indians.
Really?
Everybody. Yeah.
Oh, well, they left too soon then, because the battle continues.
I know.
And if you guys don't have anything to do this weekend, one of the biggest Indian encampments in the world happens at the Pendleton Roundup. I'll be there for the finals at the rodeo Saturday, but that Indian encampment is worth the trip, just to go see all the teepees and meet all the beautiful people at the rodeo grounds. There's also an art show. If you recall, last month Ellen Taylor was on, and she will be selling her wares there, her painted cowboy hats and stuff. You guys, Ellen's got some great artwork that she does. She did this drum. That is her work. So if you can get to the roundup, the event started already, and it will be continuing through Saturday night. Pete, I want you to tell us about the King Kong rhythm that you invented.
Oh,
This is like people that learn the drums learn the King Kong method. So tell us
it's a beat that I invented. I mean, I learned it with Redbone, and David Garibaldi plays with Tower of Power.
Yeah.
Anyway, he heard about it, and he flew from San Francisco to Los Angeles to hear me play, and he sat there all night listening to me play, and he learned the beat, you know. And let's see, like, then he took it back and incorporated it into the Tower of Power music, and he's written several books now, and he did a write-up in two of his books about me, 3 pages of, you know,
So
in
he
his
called
music
you
book.
King Kong Pete? Is
Yeah.
that what he called you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's something to be known for your own rhythm.
Well, everybody started.
discovering
Everybody, it's not easy to do.
Sure, I wouldn't think so.
You know, it's a hard thing to do, but you know, I just figured it out, and it fit perfect with the stuff Redbone is doing.
Yeah.
You know, like the 4 of us, we'd turn into one when we'd play. It'd be like one person playing.
That's what I love about being in a band.
Yeah.
When you come together like that, it's an amazing feeling. Well, Redbone has been out of commission for a long time. When was the last time that Redbone actually played together?
I think in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tony and Lolly died 2 years ago, both guitar players.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
and
That's
I
the way it
played on
goes.
all the hits, you know, Witch Queen, New Orleans, Come and Get Your Love, Wounded Knee, you know.
We need a Redbone Greatest Hits album now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Reissue.
there hasn't been a band like a Native American band like that ever.
Well, Indigenous was kind of like,
No.
Exit came close, but they never got a top 40.
yeah, that's right.
And we got in the NAMA Hall of Fame in 2008. And
Great.
last year I got put into the Smithsonian Symphony in New York. I mean
Wow.
the Smithsonian Museum
Yeah.
in New York. I got a picture like 20 feet high, the four of us.
All right.
Next
Do they
to
have
next to
Come
Jimi
and Get Your
Hendrix.
Love playing in the background?
No, it's called, it says Native Band Breakthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Redbone was really a big impact in Indian country because we played it all the time at, like, I remember going to Tulalip for an all-Indian baseball tournament back in 76,
I played there.
77.
Baseball.
And boy, everybody was playing Redbone all over the parking lot. It was really our theme song back in that era.
Yeah, and a lot of my people would come and listen to us. And I would do a chant at the very start, and so I would hit the stage first. And I would greet the people by, I say, I'd like to thank all my Indian brothers and sisters for coming out tonight, and my black brothers and brothers and sisters for coming out tonight, and to the rest of you, a good evening. Then I'd start my chant.
Well, now one of the guys had regalia. You'd come out dancing.
That was Tony.
Who was that, Tony?
Yeah.
Was it Vegas?
No, Tony Bellamy.
Bellarmine, okay. Yeah, I get them mixed up. Yeah, there's only a few videos of the band that we could find, and I'm sorry we couldn't play one for our audience tonight.
We sent one, but you can't play it.
Yeah, we've got some technical difficulties usually. We need a young professional that knows all the equipment back and forward. So this is Native Nations requesting assistance from our Native community. We could use some cameramen and some directors and people with experience in TV because we're down to a bare crew of 3 people and we could really use some extra help. So had to make that plea.
Some
guys.
apprentices.
Yeah, somebody who wants to be trained in camera work and how to
Cable's been
direct
saying the same
and-
thing. They don't have a native program there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, darn it. I think they had one for a while, but I don't know if it kept going or what the
This is
status
it. We're
James.
ready to go.
That's right. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
And let's get back to you, James.
I wanted to mention that Mr. DePeau is from the Sledge tribe, and I just think that's awesome that we got one of the members of Redbone from where we're from. here
Yeah,
in
and
the
he's got
Pacific
an
Northwest.
entire bay and a town named after him.
Yeah, that's
That's
named
pretty
after my
good.
great-grandfather.
Yeah, what was his name?
They
Chief?
call him DePeau Charlie.
Okay.
He liked the trains when the trains were coming 2 generations ago. And he would hang out at the train station because he got older. And he would be at the train station and they started calling him DePeau Charlie, to make fun of him. the white man would. And it came time where they had to give out. The white man says, "We can't pronounce your guys' names,
Yeah.
so
They just handed them out willy-nilly.
we're gonna give you English names." And instead of DePeau Charlie, they changed it. He changed the name to Charles DePeau, and instead of DEPOT,
Yeah, like a train
It's-
depot.
yeah, it's spelled DEPOE. That's how I got
Just
my
like the
last
town.
name. That was my great
That is
grandfather.
great. And you're coming back to Oregon to stay, as I
Yeah,
understand,
I'm
right?
gonna go live in Siletz.
Well, were you born? Did you grow up in Siletz, or where
No,
did you
I
grow
was
up?
born at Neobay,
Nia Bay.
Washington. Yeah,
All right.
and my,
Catching all the bass up there.
Nia Bay. Well, and then so you're going back to Siletz now to live in Siletz, or?
yeah, for a while. I've been jumping all over. I just came back from Europe. I've been in Europe for 7 years.
Wow.
Single and never married.
Oh man, don't need to talk about women to me.
It's complicated, James.
Huh.
we had whatever the cream of the crop. man.
I'll bet. Yeah, back in the groupie era.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been something to go through that.
Well, Mr. DePeau, where were the other members from? Your
Pat and Lolly were from Fresno, California, and they moved to Los Angeles. And Tony was from Orange County.
Now, were they tribal members?
No, they're Mexican.
Oh, so,
I was
kind of
only-
tribal members, just south of the border.
Only, Indian in the whole.
American Indian?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I still consider Mexicans to be Native American myself. But
what's Rancheria country there.
yeah,
Reading,
See, I
Miwoks too.
have 7 tribes in me. I'm Cheyenne, Arapaho, Chippewa, Siletz, Rogue River, Tututni, and Iroquois,
wow.
and French and German.
So almost Heinz 57.
Yeah.
Well,
But I'm mostly Northern Cheyenne and Chippewa.
oh, okay. And James, we didn't mention your tribal affiliation.
Warm Springs, Wasco, from the Central Oregon, 2 hours, pretty much on the other side of Mount Hood. And a lot of people, I say, I'm from Warm Springs, and they're like, never heard of it. Then you say, Canepa. They're like, oh, yeah, I know where I've been to Canepa.
Yeah.
That's my hometown. But then you got the Wascos that were part of the Columbia River, and that was Salado Falls, natives that lived along the river there, between that and the Dalles. And then Hopi, on my mom's side, from the Third Mesa village called Hope Villa. And she passed back in 2001, so it's been 15 years. I don't know if everyone's had, close ties with their mother, but I've always looked at, we lose everything that we love, and that was pretty hard when you lose your mom or your biological parent. So she's been gone. My father's still alive. He'll be 81 this November 6th, so he's up there, but man, he's tougher than nails. He's still out on his tractor planting trees, strawberries. He knows, he don't know when to say quit.
Good.
He got more energy than me sometimes. I'm 48, but and also Nez Perce. We had some royal family that was with Chief Joseph's brother.
Yeah.
So we have some Nez Perce ties up that way too.
Yeah.
But
me too.
nonetheless, the Washout, the Faith, that runs all the way from Lapway all the way to Yakima, Umatilla, Then of course Warm Springs. So we all share that same faith. So, but as far as being getting down to Hopi Land, I'm overdue. I'm way overdue to get down there and partake in, learn some of the songs or some of the dancing. But I look forward to showing up maybe next year with my flutes and able to do some events there, because they have events there in Hopi Land.
Sure.
So,
Well,
yeah.
James, do you have something coming up that you're going to be appearing besides the Pepperfest we've been talking about? Do you have any dates where you'll be performing around here or in the region?
It's really snowballed as far as getting back out and networking with getting gigs and the new CD, promote the new CD. We had to do this back in 2007 with the CD Honor to the Supernatural, which was part of the Native American Music Awards. I was a multi-nominee with everything from live version video, short version video, debut artist, flutist of the year, and a few others. But so that was interesting, being recognized that way.
Great.
Because the first project had a DVD with it, and so there was like landscapes with Mount Jefferson, which is on the Warm Springs Res, and there was some mountain lakes in there.
Nice.
And then that was like the part one. But if I was going to do a part two, I would go to the Hopi Res and do landscape shots behind me with like Moab,
Monument
Mesa
Valley.
Verde, Canyon de Chelly. And so those are some of the videos I brought for you guys. So after the show, you guys can go through them and go,
Cool.
"Oh, this is what he was talking about."
Thanks, James.
But this round, just doing a CD this time. Also, Ibory Records .com has been my record label. So we're also here, same label, sharing the same label. Also with Scott Klama, also known as Blue Flames, and he's looking at getting a NAMI for a music video called Res Life. And
what does he play?
He does native hip hop.
Oh.
And so he's in the Native American Music Awards. We'll bring him next month. Maybe he'll have his NAMI award
That'd be great,
with
James.
him. Yes. So,
Please.
we're networking really hard right now. My nephew, Buffalo Jake Eastman, he's been putting on Native Monday nights called let's read it, Native Night Mondays, happening at Hooligans.
I'm glad you brought that up. We wanted to mention Gill Hooligans.
Gill
Hooligans on Monday nights. You guys, there's been some great events. Local natives getting there and rapping and playing music and doing all kinds.
And we're opening, any genre of music. Open
I was going to
mic,
bring my guitar.
poetry,
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Just get together and share.
Some artistic.
It's a great thing
We're
going.
universal there, and it was really, really happy to see that. Coming up this next one will be Jimi Scott, also known as JSK, another nephew, and he was a nominee same time I was in 07.
He's a rapper?
He also does native hip hop. Yeah,
Hip-hop.
he's actually a pioneer in the native hip hop. These guys were doing Big Chiefin', Warpath, kind of the same time as Res Hogs. They're Native American Music Award winners.
We had Big B on our show
Ryan
here
Craig.
rapping.
Yeah, Big B.
Big
Yep.
B and his buddy from Yakima, I can't remember his name now, but that was fun, getting some hip-hop on Native Nations.
Yeah, and so this Monday is coming up, Jimi Scott's set. So
At Gill Hooligans,
Gill
which
Hooligans.
is, where is that for?
108th and Sandy Boulevard. Good parking in the back.
Free?
Rear entrance, free. Yeah, they are accepting donations at the door that I heard they were trying to do. Just to compensate some of the artists. A lot of the artists been just showing up and donating time just because there is a spot for natives to come share their art.
Yeah, and Sean Cruz was putting some of the videos up, what he recorded.
Oh, he's been
it was
doing a
great
good
stuff.
job doing that, and you guys need to link up with him and see if we can air some of that.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, James. That's good to hear about. Good to know what's going on.
But as far as any gigs coming up, I've had My Hood hired me up for some group out there. I'm not sure what it is, but November 20th we had to reschedule. In Warm Springs we have a Veterans Powwow coming up the 12th and 13th, I believe, weekend, second weekend of November. So that's also free. People come and dance and enjoy yourselves. Lodging will probably be Canepa or Madras, but I'm not sure if they'll have something on Facebook about it. Usually they do. People are all Facebook savvy these days.
Yeah, everybody should be, but if you're not already, you should be.
If you're married on Facebook, then it's finally official. Yeah.
That's right. Or it's complicated, one or the other.
Right.
Well, James, we would love to hear another song
Sure.
from you. That last one, I love the bird calls especially. But please.
Hold on, I got too much money in my pocket on this side.
Yeah, just leave it on the table and we'll take care of it.
Can't sit right. Yeah, I had all my attire to come in here and be all vested up with moccasins, but we were running late, and Sean says we got 2 minutes.
You look great, James. But you missed the Leonard Peltier memo that we had. Pete and I were right on top of things here.
I hope he really gets clemency.
Cousin.
Yeah,
That's your cousin?
really.
Yeah,
He's got to get.
Oh,
If Obama
we're
could
both
do
from
it.
Turtle Mountain.
wow.
Yeah.
I think for him it was total self-defense, man. If someone was coming at me, trying to kill me, I'll be like,
It's like
You're in a war.
you talk about. You've heard of Sand Creek, right?
Sand Creek
Yep.
Massacre.
And they killed 800 Cheyenne were encamped outside this town in Colorado, and the people got drunk in the town, and they went out and killed all the Indians. And Chief White Antelope was the head of the dog soldiers, and he was the first one to get shot, and he was holding a white flag and a United States flag in each hand, and they shot him down. And they mutilated, women and children. It was just, awful. I mean,
Well, and to what it was led by a guy who was a
Covington.
Methodist minister.
yeah,
Covington
his
was
job,
a Methodist minister.
his job to be on, he said, for me to be on this planet, I was put here to kill Indians. And that's what he said. It's in the book.
So, free Leonard Peltier. We're making pleas to the Obama administration. They could free him if they so choose. So keep it in your hearts and minds. There is always a plea going out to free Leonard Peltier. So join the fight. James.
I know Crazy Horse. He was again, a POW, a prisoner of war, and one of my songs on here, I put honors out to Chief Joseph. He had in 1975 he was a POW also, and Geronimo, Other Hands of Others, Sitting Bull, and and I really respect our elders like Mr. DePeau here, because in those times it was almost to the point where the oppression was so bad, natives would feel ashamed to be native. And when they go at the powwows, when the golden age comes up, the men and the women, they ask you to stand, and that's to show respect. Some of those are some of the people that had to go through the boarding schools. And
We couldn't have powwows. My parents met in the boarding school. That's where they met. And same thing with Pepper. his parents met at Chamala boarding school, and my parents met there too.
Well, we called them war dances way back in the day.
War dances.
War
What do you
dances.
mean?
There was no such thing as powwow.
Yeah, before there were
Back in
powwows,
the
it
day.
was feast.
We couldn't. The white man said, "No, you can't do that. You can't have powwows. You can't have get-togethers
Yeah.
because, they're putting them on reservations. And they said, "You can't do that shit."
They didn't want us to practice any of our traditions.
No.
That was the assimilation.
It's
Save the man, kill the Indian.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's listen to another song, then we can ramble on about
Let's see if
the
I
injustices.
let's see if I
Okay.
can calm down our radicalness right now.
Yeah, really. We got all the way to the Sand Creek Massacre there.
So again, yes, James Greeley, gotnatives@gmail.com. We got a phone number, like 541-408-6432. Again, I'm really honored and privileged to be here with Native Nations. It's been a long time since I've been, again here, and I look forward to coming back again next month and with natives, really getting some shine here in the 503, the City of Roses, and yeah, it's a blessing, definitely. So yeah, I'll share a song again. I want to see if I can share a song, for Mr. DePeau and his brothers that have passed on from Redbone. So I'll play a song to honor his brothers, his comrades. Yep, Redbone. I'm honored and privileged to be here with, the native of Redbone, the drummer from Silet's tribe. I never expect that. That's blessings, and it's thankful to the Creator and Mother Earth for allowing us all to be here today and able to wake up this morning and see this day. And yeah, so again, I hope anyone wants to again get the CD. Gotnatives@gmail.com. I'll check my phone after the show. See if we get any bites.
Well, I like the idea, the DVD. It includes the scenery and you playing out in the fields and stuff. And that really gives a neat setting.
That would be hip. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I'll give you my card. I got cards, definitely, to look up my show. And
I got a card too.
yeah.
Well, hey, I didn't bring mine. Sorry, you guys. Nice.
Even got my Coca-Pelli on there.
Very good. Well,
That's awesome.
do you still
I'm gonna
play?
frame this.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm old, but I can still play.
Oh, look, there's a girl name on the back.
Chick's name on the back.
Oh, now
I
you
better
can call her,
call, man.
James.
I'm gonna say
Hope
this.
she's nice.
What's up, baby? This is Pete.
Yeah. You
Go
remember
ahead,
me,
call
don't
it, man. That's cool.
you? He's probably got names on the back of every card in his wallet.
That's it.
Yeah, my count in Europe is, as far as children, is 65.
Oh, that's pretty good. That makes for lots of grandchildren.
That's a fib. But whenever
Just six.
we'd party, the four of us it'd be one big pile.
Ooh, well, that sounds like fun. But we shouldn't probably talk about that on
No.
TV.
Yeah, right.
Pete. But yeah, being in a band and the brotherhood you feel and on the road like that must have been quite an experience.
We went
can't
all
imagine.
over, everywhere.
Asia, Japan?
No, we didn't go to Far East. We never did. We just went
Okay.
to Europe, all
Yeah.
through Europe.
Yeah.
And England, Witch Queen, New Orleans, stayed #1 for 17 straight weeks
In Europe?
in England.
All right.
And Come We Get Your Love never really got played over there.
Oh,
They played Wounded Knee. Have you heard that?
yeah.
We
Not
were
in a
all
long time.
wounded, at Wounded Knee. And started, what we did was, the United States wouldn't let us release Wounded Knee
Yeah, it was
in the
censored?
States because that was happening then, that uprising there, they had a Wounded Knee. And so what we did was we had 10,000 45s pressed and we sent them to Holland. And they started playing it, and it just went crazy.
Wow.
And I got a platinum record for that one,
Nice.
and Come Get Your Love, I got a gold for that, and a gold album for Woka,
Well, those
and then a platinum for Witch Queen in New Orleans, and goes on and on.
well, are those real albums? What are they exactly when you get a gold album? Is it just a
Well, it's
Facsimile?
It's an album. It's a real
the
album.
real album? So you
'Cause-
could play it?
Yeah, well, what I did with one of mine with my Witch Queen in New Orleans, I was sitting there in my house looking at it, and I said, I wonder if that thing plays. So I busted the glass off the album, off the
The frame, yeah, the
board,
nice picture
and
frame.
I pulled the picture out. I pulled the
Album?
the little 45. I pulled it out and put it on the turntable and played it, and it was a song by the Monkees.
Well,
But it was
I like the Monkees.
platinum coated. So I just gave it away.
that's funny, the Monkees. They couldn't have put the real song on there. Huh?
No.
That's weird.
And that was presented to us by Queen Elizabeth at Royal Albert Hall.
Queen, so you've met the Queen?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You're the first guest that we've ever had that met the Queen.
Yeah.
Proud to say.
She handed me my gold, my platinum 45.
Amazing.
Was there who was like the other groups that were out there? Did you guys meet Jim Morrison or any of those?
Hendrix?
Yeah, I went to high school with Jimi Hendrix and Bruce Lee at the same time.
Oh,
At
well, so the Queen,
Garfield
that's no
High
big
School
deal.
in Seattle.
Yeah.
And
Hendrix
I played with Jimmy in high school for a couple of months. Then he
is
quit
great.
school and went into service and stuff, and then he, went to Europe but like, I met Morrison, and we talked for a while, and nothing. He was too far out for me. He was always screwed up on the LSD. A lot of acid back then.
Yeah.
And
Well, Bruce, did you know Bruce Lee? Or
yeah. I went
That
to
is so
school
cool.
with him.
Yeah.
I seen him beat 5 other people up in front of school. They surrounded him, and he got in a stance. They surrounded him. He got in a stance, and one of the guys moved, and Bruce went boom, boom, boom. And then in a second and a half, all 5 of them guys were down and out. And they had to take him home to the hospital. He just messed them up, man.
But it was self-defense,
Yeah.
right? He didn't get arrested or anything?
No.
Well, that is amazing. It's
He was
great to hear that-
so fast. It was incredible.
Yeah. You've had quite the life, Pete. In and out of a lot of lives.
Well, like Jimmy, we were at the Isle of Wight, when they had that big rock festival.
That was one of his last shows, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And we were talking. We were underneath the bus drinking a bottle of wine, because it was raining. And I said, "What are you going to do, man?" He said, "Well, we'll get together when we get back to the States."
Played with the band?
Playing with Jimmy. And then we finished the bottle of wine and stuff, and then I said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to go back to England, and I'll be back tomorrow." And he went to England and OD'd that night. And I never seen him again.
Wow.
So we were talking. We talked for a long time about playing together and stuff. I was going to do some recording with him.
Wow, I read Santana's autobiography, Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
And he said that Hendrix had told Hendrix's girlfriend that he wanted to play with Santana. He thought it'd be great if he could play with Santana. And boy, Carlos still dreams about what it would have been like to play with Hendrix. That would have been quite a duet, Santana and Hendrix in the same band. Well, for you people who aren't old enough to know those guys, well, Carlos Santana is still putting out great music today. And I really am proud of Carlos for sticking with it. Plus, he's a very spiritual man, Carlos is. And I'm a Facebook friend with him now. And he is always very serious about love and beauty, the things that are most important to him. So you didn't happen to meet Carlos Santana, did you?
Yeah. I recorded with him in San Francisco.
Oh,
and
nice.
one night we went up to do from Los Angeles. We had to to finish half a message from a drum, and we went to San Francisco, and there was 4 recording studios in Wally Heider's, and there was like Carlos Santana, Redbone, Tower Power, and Sly and the Family Stone. And we were
all Bay bands, Bay Area bands. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a meeting place where they all came together like that.
Wow. That's great.
And we all, you know.
I saw Sly and the Family Stone in concert down in Phoenix one time. Boy, that was a great band.
Yeah, Larry Graham, very good bass player.
So, you say you still play drums? Well, let us know when you've got a gig coming up, and we'll promote you on the show here.
You better bring your drumsticks to the Jim Pepper Fest.
Yeah, just in case.
Oh, yeah.
Jump in there.
Stay loose.
Yeah, that's what I came here for, man.
Heck yeah.
You know?
Well,
He was my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you showed up just in time. We're ready to rock with Jim Pepper. I was like saying Jim Pepper is here in spirit, from the spirit world. He's back.
That's right. One of my other friends, Warm Springs, Ken Man, is coming up for the Pepper Fest. He plays drums for the Eagle All-Star Band, I think they call themselves now. He just played last weekend down at the Indian Head Casino.
I was there.
They had a little jam going. Did you play?
I opened it.
Oh,
But what one thing I do remember with them is they did the Doors song, Riders of the Storm. Oh, that was awesome.
Well, we got to go. I can't believe their time is up, you guys. Thanks for watching.
I have one thing to say to the young Indian children. Carry yourself in a proud Native American way. Obey the law.
Aye.